The information fair is kind of everything Ederly Expo or Super Sign Up, I think it was called in the past. We have private organizations and agencies, businesses all over Ederly that are there, providing information, signing people up for events, sharing information about upcoming events, a number of MWR activities are there as well. So second best place to be right now besides here is there. So immediately following here, I hope that you make it that way. The second one I'd like to highlight there is a Pet Awareness Day. I hope all of you have seen some of the advertisement and media out there about this event. It promises to be a great event. It's the first one, and I think it's going to be one of those that's going to be an annual event. There are a number of pet owners in the military community here, Vicenza military community, and oftentimes the rules and ways to get care for your pets and different things here in Vicenza and in Italy. We want to bring some of the groomers and some of the vets and some of the other things here to Ederly for you. And we have somebody who's going to come to the open mic and it'll share a little bit more detail on that, so I won't bore you. The next one we have is a Fall Bazaar. I want to highlight that because it will take place right around before the next InfoX. And what that is we bring vendors from all over the area, a great variety of vendors who come in to the Golden Lion, and you can buy everything from wine and cheese to pottery to furniture. We're doing it early October. I understand Aviano also has one, and it won't conflict with that, and also allows for folks to get their Christmas shopping, if that's what they want to do, in time to mail packages to loved ones, and maybe even just to enjoy some of that good food you buy during the holidays. Okay, next slide. Okay, coming up also right around the corner is Halloween.
I'll mention a few things here.
Yes, sir.
Halloween is obviously, you may say, okay, well, that's 2 months away. But I know a lot of people are very excited about Halloween and all the activities that it provides in our community. And we had a large crowd last year at Villaggio. And we've sort of adjusted our take on Halloween for this year. So we have a lot of individual events up there, and you can see the list, and he'll go over some of them in a second. But this year, based upon the shrinkage in the size of Villaggio, as you know, it used to be about 500 residents. When we moved those residents out to make room for the schools to be built and the CDC and the CYSS, we shrunk the size of that about half. The Italian community had about double the excitement about coming onto our base to have Halloween with us. So as you can see, we shrunk and the expectation grew, it outnumbered, the demand outnumbered the supply, and we were no longer able to really facilitate a good community event for everyone involved, both our residents and for the Italian community. So there was a lot of, I guess, dissatisfaction last year. So we made some adjustments, and this year we're going to have some specialized events that he'll talk about in a second, where we're going to invite the Italian community to come join us and celebrate with us, but not the Villaggio housing area. That'll be the Halloween trick-or-treating will just be for Villaggio this year, in order to prevent that overwhelming of the folks that do live there. There'll be more on that as we get closer, but with that, so Chris, you can brief outline of each of those events. You don't have to go into too much detail. Folks can read the slide.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
As the commander mentioned, we're still a couple months out, so these are just kind of a teaser of all the different things, activities leading up to Halloween, and as you can see, it's quite robust. Starting from the 25th with the USO, doing something right here on Ederly, all the way to ODR, taking a trip out to Gardaland. Gardaland will also join, of course, our host nation as they start to celebrate Halloween in that event there. More details to follow. All the way down to last year, it was very successful, a zombie run on Del Din with the Boss soldiers. And of course, CYS will have a party for the youth at the brand new, still I think it's new, Villaggio Youth Center there, leading up to the Villaggio residents having a trick-or-treat just within that community itself, and those are those hours for that, not for the open post, as was mentioned. But again, more I guess, information in the next month or two about Halloween, and we're excited to make this a great one that reaches out to the community, both communities, the Vicenza military community as well as our great host nation, and everybody should have a spooktacular time. Thanks. I couldn't help it.
All right. Just don't keep using that every week as we go forward.
If it works.
And obviously there will be, as we noted on there, each of the individual units also will have Halloween events, I'm sure. I know 173rd usually has a fairly big one out on Del Din, and as you're part of that unit, your unit will inform you of all the activities that are going on. But so at least you'll know the Vicenza garrison events so that you can work your individual units or organizations, Halloween parties in or around, or to complement what we've got scheduled for the entire community. And that Del Din zombie run is pretty fun, I think, but the requirement is you got to dress up as either a zombie or a survivalist to be a part of that run, so one or the other. And that is an adult run event out there on Del Din.